さて、スウェーデンのネスターというバンドが日本公演を行ったんですよ。1989年に結成されて、で EP も出してたのかな。でこれがですね、全然話題にならなくて、バンドは解散しまして、メンバーおのおのが自分の仕事を、会社員だとかなんかいろんな仕事をやって、でもロックは好きだよねっていうことでもう一度集まってこのネスターを結成して、これがですね日本ですごい話題になったんですよ。年齢は上がってますよ、当然。1989年結成だから。だけどキャッチーでポップで、彼らが大好きだった80年代の躍動するロックが日本のファンの心を捕まえたわけです。今日はボーカルのトビアスがインタビューに応じてくれました。こちらをご覧ください。
Well, if you make a great album, you need time to write it. Now, the thing was that we started off back in 1989, as you said, and as kids, 13 years old, kind of, and we had big ambitions and wanted to become rock stars and all that, but we kind of kept on going for like 5 years, and we recorded some stuff and we toured a bit, but it never really happened. And then life kind of came in between, education, girlfriends, all that. So we took a pause. We never broke up the band, we just took a pause. And the years went by and we always stayed friends, especially me and Johnny, the guitar player. We always had different kind of projects and bands together. And when the pandemic hit, like a lot of years later, I got this idea that wouldn't it be great to kind of go back in time and make that album that we didn't have the chance, not the chance, that we didn't have the skills or possibilities to make back in 1989 now. So I called the guys up and said like, hey, and important to mention is that we've always been in touch throughout the years. So I just called them up and said like, what do you think about putting the band together? And then they were like, yeah, let's do it. So then we kind of kicked off second coming, like 2020, 2019, 2020. So that's the reason. Then we started on a new album kind of from scratch, and that's why it felt like it took a lot of time, but it didn't. And Johnny plays the guitar. He's also part of the songwriting process, so we do a lot of stuff together. He's a fantastic guitarist. He's like this, guitar hero from the 80s. You can tell by the way he plays, so he's amazing, just amazing. We have Marcus on the bass. Marcus is also a police officer, which is kind of cool. When he doesn't rock on stage, he kind of shoot people in the leg as a police officer. Maybe not shoot people, but he's a police officer. Martin, the keyboard player, he's a principal, works at a school as a principal, taking care of kids. So that's cool. And Matthias, a drummer, he works similar to what you guys doing. He works as a camera guy for a public service company called SVT. So, and together we're NESTOR. That's about it. When we started talking about putting the band together again, we wanted to make this album that we didn't have the skills or possibilities to make back in the day. So yes, there's a lot of, we grew up with bands like Kiss, Van Halen, Bon Jovi, Europe, Giant, Foreigner, all those kinds of bands. So it was kind of easy for us to the references were there. We wanted to sound like them. It was very much like that. The first album is called Kids in a Ghost Town, and the whole album is about us growing up in a small town with big, ambitions of becoming rock stars and all that. And the second album, Teenage Rebel, is a little bit more like, you gotta cut your hair and get a job. You're too old for, fooling around and try to be a rock star. So they are kind of in chronological order. So the next one will be about us being 50 years old, rocking out in Japan. No, I don't know. it feels great. It's actually a funny story talking about lyrics and the second album. We released a single a couple of months back called the In the Name of Rock and Roll. And when I wrote that lyric, we changed it, but there will be an acoustic version that will be the original one. And in the original version I sing, I can still remember how it all began, with a beat up 6th Street, dreaming of Budokan. So we had the Japanese reference in there from the day one, and you know, live in Japan, made in Japan with purple, and there's so many great. Japan, you know, the land of the rising sun has always been mystical, and you want to go there, you know. So it feels amazing that we're here finally, and hopefully we can come back as well. Yeah, it's been a lot of. I mean, we had for our European tours, we had a lot of fans coming from Japan to see those tours, and I remember last year, I think it was in Frankfurt, there was like over 20 people from Japan. And then we were like, yeah, wow, and they had to come to Japan. And we've been trying for the last 3 years to come here, but it's been a little bit tricky, you know, time-wise. And also I know that you guys had a little, as everyone had, you know, with pandemic, it was quite closed and stuff. So yeah, now we got the time to come here, and so far it feels great. So first show tonight, yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, the thing is that we just started to work on a new album, so we're doing these 2 shows, and then we have a day off, and then day off. We have a month off, or 2 months off, and then we're going to the US to do 4 shows, I think, and after that we have a break until end of June, and then we're doing I think 10 summer festival shows. But the plan is to, as I said, we already started recording a new album, so the focus this spring will be to get that album together, and hopefully be able to release it like next year, early next year. Hi guys, this is Tobbe from Nestor, and first of all, arigato gozaimasu for the ones who came to our shows in Tokyo and Osaka. We had a great time, and I hope you had that too. For the ones who didn't come next time. We'll be back, I promise you that. So thank you, and hopefully see you soon again. Sayonara.